Conversation. The last word to the third world.
Have you seen the agenda?
Yes, I'm rather upset about the fact that hardly any mention is made of the problems of overpopulation.
You're right. We must ask the chairman to have the agenda revised. It's absurd.
No, I'm not sure I agree with you. Don't you remember what happened at the last conference? There we spoke about overpopulation and it turned into a religious debate.
But it's impossible. You can't talk about feeding a population when you don't know how big your population is going to be in 5 years' time.
In any case, as far as I'm concerned, the trade issue is much more important, and that isn't mentioned at all.
Are you surprised? The UN is run by the Americans and their European allies. We all know that. And they are perfectly happy with the way trade is arranged at the moment.
No, we must make some changes. I've already talked to the delegates from most of the African states, the Angolans, the Zimbabweans, the Zairans, and so on, and they all agree. We must change the pattern of trade if we want our countries to develop.
Most of the Asian countries feel the same, except for the Chinese. And they do not think of themselves as part of the third world in any case.
Why don't we open the conference by asking for a change in the agenda?
But the chairman will never allow it.
Why not? We are here to discuss the problems of the third world, aren't we? Why shouldn't we discuss the problems which we feel are the most important?
Because they are not the problems which the US and Europe feel are most important.
Our old colonial masters, you mean?
I have an idea. If we are certain that we have the majority on this point, we can perhaps persuade Dr. Harmon to change the agenda. I will have a word with him before the conference begins. He is an old friend. We were at Oxford together, you see.
Well, if you think that will help.
Who is the first speaker?
After Dr. Harmon opens the conference, the Bangladesh delegate will present a report on the situation in Asia.
Good. Why don't we ask him to propose an immediate vote to change the agenda?
A good idea. I shall go and talk to him straight away.
Changing places.
Now then, Mr. Wall, you're due to speak after the Moroccan delegate. He should finish at about 4:30. And Lietian, you're speaking tomorrow morning at 10 after the Laotian delegate. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine, thank you.
Excuse me. Where is my delegation supposed to be sitting, please?
Didn't you receive your card?
No.
I'm sorry. You are?
Elizabeth Mabanga.
And you are from?
Malawi.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, the Malawian delegation is sitting in the 5th row, next to the Japanese delegation.
Thank you.
Phew, this is hard work.
You're right. Did you get the seating order changed for the French?
Yes, I did. God knows why they wanted to sit at the end. Anyway, we've now got the Swedes next to the French. Then come the Icelanders. Then the Luxembourgeois. And finally the Dutch.
Okay. And who's in the row in front?
Well, in front of the French are the British, then the Italians, then the Germans, and finally the Belgians.
Good. Let's hope that's settled then. When is Dr. Harmon arriving?
In half an hour. He just called me from his hotel.
Well, let's hope we don't have any surprises like we did last time. When the Indians started talking about overpopulation and religion, I just knew something bad was going to happen.
Don't worry. I've just had a word with the Indian delegate. She said she's not going to mention religion this time.